All right, what's going on, guys? It is TBell, and I am back with another video. And it's really one last Supercross video, probably until after motocross. I figured I would do a little video just to kind of recap the entire amateur season that I just went through. My first ever ARL, I guess sanctioned. I don't know what the word is. Um, MX Bikes race season. So just that finished up, about 2 weeks ago. Um, and I want to, I guess, kind of recap everything. I did make a little video before the season to kind of lay out some expectations and some goals. I'm pretty sure the goals that I put I did not hit, but you know, okay. I did make some progress for sure. Um, but let's talk about the whole season as a whole, I guess, the entire season. Um, Going into it, I think I've said before, I really didn't know what to expect. Um, I wasn't very good at Supercross. I was before I made this video. I kind of watched and went through some of my recap videos from like the beginning of the season, and I just look. I don't know. You can tell that I've improved, which is really cool. It's really cool to see, and that's kind of why I've made these videos, just so I could look back and see how much I've improved. But it's really cool to see, and yeah, I think as a whole, I am happy with my performance, I guess, throughout the season. I wasn't able to race 7 rounds. One of those was San Diego that got just canceled as a whole because of the my MXB servers. But 6, I wasn't able to actually race. So really only got to do 10 actual rounds. And out of the 10 that I did get to race, and by the way, I apologize for my writing in this video. I literally just hopped on. I haven't been riding Supercross at all because outdoors is just starting, so bear with me. But I figured I'd be on a Supercross track for this video. But yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure one of my goals was to quali every round. That didn't happen. Um, I learned very quick, especially at Anaheim 1, that it was going to be a lot harder than I thought. Especially with some of the circumstances that were in play. I guess we can just go through every round and talk about, how I did and, what I probably could have done better, and I don't know, see if we can build on to next Supercross season. But so Anaheim 1, round 1. Going into it, I was low key kind of nervous just because I've never really raced for real in this game. Was still kind of new to the game. I don't know how many hours I had at the time. It was not a lot. I say that compared to some people, it wasn't a lot. But I I ended up running a 108.52 in qual, which was like 1 second off the pace, and actually might have been more than 1 second. But that was the very first round, and it was a round that they delayed amateurs because my MXP was also having issues then because there were so many people trying to race, and so they delayed amateurs, which honestly kind of sucked because there's a lot of people that just want to get on the track and do lap after lap after lap without actually working on consistency or anything. But I digress. Didn't quali. It was a cool experience, though. I learned, dipped my toe into the racing scene, so I got to feel what quality was like. And then round 2, it was San Francisco, and from what I remember, I was just selling in quali. I did a lap in testing before actual quali that would have made it into the race. I would have qualified, so I think I was a little pissed because I should have been in there. I just couldn't get a clean lap in qualifying, which, I mean, that's part of it, and it is what it is. I think I ended up being like a second slower, and I had a time that was over a second faster in testing. So that was the story there. It was annoying, but it showed that I had the speed. Just had to put it all together. Round 3 was San Diego, which got canceled completely. We did not race that at all. Round 4, before I go off track, round 4 was Anaheim 2, and it was the same story as Anaheim 1. They postponed it a day late because of my MXB again. So people were grinding the track like crazy. But this time I was only 0.4 off the pace. So, I mean, I was getting closer. I don't really think I had an issue with getting a good lap. I think I set my fastest in the quali, which is, if you know me, I've said it before, it's what I want to do. That's my goal. Just really just didn't have the pace, and I hadn't ridden that many laps up until the quali, so it is what it is. Then round 5 was Detroit. Had the speed. I know I had the speed. I remember this like it was yesterday. I felt really good. Had a decent time on the track before qual, and my PC crashed. Literally crashed in the middle of quali. So I was only able to do like, I mean, I don't know how many actual good laps. They had like 2 or 3 actual good laps in that qual, so didn't make it in that one. That one was annoying. I was 0.3 off the pace, and I know I had it in the bag. I would have made it. So that sucked. Just another circumstance, another thing I really couldn't control, which was kind of annoying. But we move on. Round 6 was Glendale, which ended up getting postponed and reran, but I wasn't able to run or race the rerun. I didn't get to participate there. Arlington, round 7, I didn't get to race. I wasn't home. I was out of town. Round 8 was Daytona, which was pretty exciting. I was excited to race Daytona. I mean, it is Daytona. Everyone talks about Daytona. I would love to go there IRL and watch Supercross. Maybe one day. But it kind of sucked. They ended up postponing amateurs until Sunday. So usually the race is on Friday. They postponed it all the way to Sunday. And that gave people hella time on the track. And I, for one, did not have time on the track because I was out of town and literally got home, I think 6 minutes, I said in my video, before quali started. So yeah, I wasn't gonna make it, and it is what it is. I was, I think, 2.5 seconds off the pace there. And I kept selling in that quali too. That track had that like triple section that you were rewarded for going for it, but you lost a lot of time if you didn't get it, and I kept going for it like an idiot. So it is what it is. Didn't make it there. It was cool to race, or try to quali, I guess. Then we had Birmingham, my home race. Got to go to this race IRL, which was really cool. The in-game version was not as cool. Did not make it. I kept selling in quali again. I think I binned like 3 good laps that would have definitely qualified me in like simple corners. It was just annoying things. I was just being stupid, like get on the gas too soon. I think I would see that I'm in the green, and then I would just, you know, lose traction or late over or whatever. So didn't make it there. That was dumb from me. I think I was 2 seconds off the pace, but I know for sure I would have got it if I hadn't sold. But that was cool to race Birmingham. You know, it has been forever since they had Supercross in Birmingham, so that was really neat. Round 10 was Indy. The only thing I really remember from Indy is I was just really close in qual. I think I just had a solid qualifying. There was just some really fast guys. I think this was one of those rounds or one of those tracks where there was one of those obstacles where if you got it, you know, you were really fast, you were probably going to qual. If you didn't get it, you were kind of screwed. And I'm pretty sure I was on the latter part of that. The guy was like only some tenths off. I don't remember how many, but I was close. It is what it is. I didn't mind the track other than I think there was some obstacle. I can't remember what. But then we had Seattle right after that, which was round 11. Again, I kept selling in quali. I think I was a second off by the end of it. And I can't remember if there was an obstacle there that was kind of the same thing as Indy, but either way, only a second off. Just kind of not being consistent during quali, not putting down good hot laps. I'm not a hot lapper. I've said it before, but it is what it is. We move on. And then I have a stretch of races where I really, I was just busy. Round 12, which is St. Louis. Round 13, Foxborough. Round 14, Nashville. And round 15, Philadelphia. I did not race. I was not able to race. I was out of town for all of those. Was really bummed for the Nashville one. That's sort of also a little home race for me. It's not far from where I live. And sucked that I wasn't able to race it. Last year's Nashville track was like the Supercross track that I used to practice and get better at. So it kind of sucked that I wasn't able to race it. But it is what it is. Missed 4 rounds right there. So I was off, hadn't played the game much in that time span either. So then we had Denver round 16, the penultimate round. And I didn't know what to expect, to be honest. Like I said, I hadn't played the game much up until this. But we just went in and was like, screw it. Got nothing to lose. Let's just go out here and ride. So I did that, round 16 Denver, and I ended up qualifying. First time ever qualifying for an amateur Supercross ARL HSM race. Was really sick. Qualified like 28th, which put me like 14th in Heat 1. And man, it was really cool. I was super excited. Just because I've always said I'm not a hot lapper, but I feel like I can race. And so I wanted to back it up, and I feel like I did that. But not in the heat. Heat race was bad. Had some bad luck, me being dumb. First race ever, jitters, I guess. Ended up getting P14 in Heat 1. Which, if you watch the video, I was up in the transfer position a couple times, but just couldn't really hold it, I guess. So then we had to go to LCQ, dominated the LCQ, got P2 there, wasn't really worried. And then Maine comes around, and I rode really good, I can't lie. For my first ever main event, I got P8, and I was happy with that. A top 10, especially after after qualing 28th, having to go to the LCQ, and to get top 10, that was big. I was happy about that. Can't really complain there. And then that brings us to round 17, the last round of the Supercross season. I knew I was going to be able to be home and be able to race it. Didn't really do much during the week to try to prepare. I was just kind of like, it is what it is. And it worked out. I ended up qualifying 11th. I think that put me 5th, I believe, in Heat 2. So that was really cool. But again, Heat race was just a different story. Was just not a representation of how the day went. I ended up getting P16 in Heat 2. If you watch my video on it, it's actually kind of funny. Boboso, I think, had it out for me in the heat, and it's just a lot of chaos, not a lot of good stuff. So if you haven't watched it, go watch that video because it's really funny. But P16, knew I had to battle. I knew I could get out of the LCQ because I did it the week before, so I wasn't too worried. But I started getting a little worried after the LCQ started, and I'm pretty sure I was I wasn't dead last. I was like right there with the guy that was dead last. I was really close. It was chaos, and I had to battle. I think at one point, maybe I wasn't dead last, but I know I was like 11th or 12th. And, you know, LCQ only top 4 goes. So I had a lot of work to do. Somehow, some way, I fought my way back up. Ended up getting P3 in the LCQ. Man, the reactions from the boys in the VC, myself, in the stream, man, it was insane. Don't know how in the world it happened. It was crazy. I was almost ready to give up. Stuck it out, made it out. And thankfully I did, because the main event comes around. I think the lowest I ran during the main event was maybe P4, maybe. Actually, I think I might have been low off the start. I can't remember. I think I did get absolutely punted off the start, but I made a lot of passes in this first section right here. But yeah, I think that's what happened. But I found myself up there early, and kind of just tried to stay up there the whole time. I got shuffled back to 4th a couple times, I know. Somehow the guy in first missed a track timer, missed the finish line, something. His lap didn't count. So me and this other guy ended up being first and second, and he got held up by a lapper. And I took advantage and rode it out and got the dub. So in my second ever amateur race, I ended up winning. So the standard's kind of high, which is kind of scary. But that's the thing. Like, I know I can race, and I can't. It's hard for me to just sit here and do hot lap after hot lap without like really having a goal. I don't know. It's different. But yeah, that wraps up my amateur season. It was a season of highs and lows and everything in between, from my PC crashing to AMs getting delayed 2 days, and then me missing like 4 rounds, and then somehow winning a main. So I don't even know how to describe that. Did not expect a season like that. But looking back, I definitely have improved over the year, and super excited to see where I stack up next season. So looking forward to that. Now we got outdoors coming up, which I'm super stoked for. Should be a lot of fun. And yeah, hopefully we can have some good results for outdoors. And hopefully we can have some good results for outdoors. So I'm looking forward to it. I'll probably make another video kind of just prepping for outdoors, and talking about my expectations, and hopefully they're a little more real than my Supercross ones were. But, you know, we'll see. Oh, I think I ended up being 20 something. I was top 30 in points in amateurs after only making 2 mains. So that was pretty cool. Not that it really does anything because it is amateurs, but still really cool for me. So stoked about that. But yeah, I'm gonna make a video later on motocross and that season coming up, so be on the lookout for that. But I do want to say I appreciate everyone's support during this Supercross season. The tips I've received, people supporting the recap videos, supporting the streams when I am racing or trying. It's meant a lot. It's been really fun, and I appreciate people coming on this journey with me and to see if I can improve, and hopefully one day, you know, make a pro race. We'll see though. We'll see. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching this video. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, subscribe. It's free, completely free. Help me get to 500. I'm getting close, so that'd be really cool. And then we're going for a K after that, which would be sick. But yeah, I appreciate you guys watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Deuces.